Ramirez here. You're listening to the Kicking Out Podcast, a podcast about All Elite Wrestling, hosted by Tanner Lee, Paul Zartman, and Austin Shepard.
You are listening to the #1 AEW podcast, the Kicking Out Podcast, a podcast about All Elite Wrestling, hosted by my favorite host, Tanner Lee, Paul Zartman, and Austin Shepard. So if you want to know everything that's going on in the world of All Elite Wrestling, AEW, then you need to listen to the Kicking Out Podcast. Please tell Thunder Rosa I said hello.
What is going on, KOP Nation? It is Sunday night. It's August 10th, 2025. So you know what that means. A brand new episode of the Kicking Out Podcast, streaming live on the Kicking Out Podcast YouTube channel and Facebook page. Hit that like button, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell if you haven't already. I'm Tanner Lee, co-host, the KOP Predictions Champion. Austin Shepard is in the house. Shep, what's going on, my friend?
Boys I guess I can't say boys. Boy, it's been a while.
It has been a little while. We had some miscommunication with the time last week, but
Yeah.
I got
a little late on that, but it's all right.
Good. You know, I've got to the point, Shep, where like when I close out these shows, I don't even promise that we're going to have a 3-man show the next week, because I think, honestly, on one hand, we could count how many times all three of us have been on our pod. We can get together for Between Two Beards, but for our pod, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, you know, though, when Between Two Beards calls, you just got to make it.
That's true. That's true.
That was a rare Thursday appearance by me too. The wife wasn't very happy with the handling of the kids, but usually I can join Two Beards about an hour in, because the kids are asleep and I can come out to my barn and have peace, right? But when I told her, I was like, "Hey, look, I gotta be on there a little earlier than normal." So I took the backlash for a couple of days. It's all right.
Oh yeah, I got some for being on for 2.5 hours, because
Them boys can get
You know, you watch Beards. Sometimes the guests on there for 2 hours. Sometimes they're only on there for half. I'm like, I'll probably be on for an hour and a half or so. But I got downstairs afterwards. I got one of those. Really? Hour and a half? So yeah, I might have been in the house for doghouse for about a day. But
well, you know, we actually it's funny you talk about that, the old doghouse. Just rolling in from a little mini vacation. Actually, our first vacation as a family with a 5 and a 3-year-old, right? The 5-year-old goes back to school in a week or so. And so we did our first ever 2.5 day vacation, and just rolling in from the South Bend Cubs game. Beautiful. So Pluggo, I was in your neighborhood, and Beautiful. Pluggo, it was hot. 92 flipping degrees. Sitting right behind third base. Great seats, great ball game.
Good stuff,
great stadium, but son of a buck was it hot.
Yeah, it's hot out today. It's been hot the last few days, man.
But we just spent 3 days with the fam. So running in here a little hot. I'm so hot right now that I haven't even made a toddy yet.
Jeez.
But as soon as you start on one of your little readings, I'm going to go make one. But other than that, great to be here. It was a great little vacation. Love to be in Pluggo's town. Pluggo, that stadium's getting better. I know you're a sports fan, but rumor on the street, and this is just coming from that in the next 4 to 5 years, the South Bend Cubs is going to transition to a 3A team. They're going to move the Iowa Cubs to South Bend, and that's going to be your AAA affiliate for the Chicago Cubs, being the how close they are, and they're making the stadium bigger, actually, as we speak, building new suites, new left field towers are going up. Actually, we were just there, so which I think is awesome for the town of South Bend. I think it's awesome as a Cubs fan, because now my AAA affiliate will be 42 minutes away and I don't have to go to Wrigley. So
Yeah.
I love Wrigley. Hate Chicago.
Yeah, I'm there with you. I get asked a lot of times by other wrestling fans. They're like, "Hey, you're 3 hours from Chicago. Why have you never been to an AEW pay-per-view when they run Chicago all the time?" I'm like, I don't like Chicago. I just don't care to go to Chicago unless I have to. So that's why.
No. So Chicago's probably what, 20, I'd say 25 to 30 minutes farther than me driving to Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If they had all that stuff in Indianapolis, I'd be there.
Oh yeah, 100% easier to get to.
I'd
Not
be
as
there.
crazy traffic. Yeah. So, all right, let's catch up on some comments. We got Steffi in the house. Majin's in the house. And Majin is rocking his new KOP shirt from Pro Wrestling Tees. And I got proof. He tagged us today on the good old Twitter. So there he is, rocking our beautiful mugs there. You can get that shirt on Pro Wrestling Tees and also on kickingoutshop.com.
I look skinny in that picture. Thank you, Majin.
Who else is in the house? We got Steven Chambers in the house. What's going on, Steven? Majin, as far as my wife having me in the doghouse, Tanner versus wife in a Texas death match. Winner gets to sleep on the bed.
Tanner lost.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a loser sleeps on the bed.
Yeah.
No, loser on the couch. Okay. I get what you're saying.
You might have to sleep in the garage.
Yeah, probably. Maybe outside.
The dog gets the couch. You get the garage.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Steven Chambers says he's a Reds fan. I'm sorry, Steven. Sorry about that.
That's all right. You have a cool stadium down on the river, but that's about
They
it.
do have a nice stadium to get through there.
Yeah.
Steffi says, sorry about Larson.
Are you talking about Saturday night or Sunday? I need a clarification there.
Mon says, Chicago still sucks. Their hockey team, too. Yeah. Their hockey team used to be pretty good, but
Their hockey team
not so much anymore.
Stellar. But
Yeah, and then it looked like they were going to have a good future, but they've screwed it up. So that whole city outside the Cubs isn't so hot right now with sports. And the Cubs have hit a little bit of a bump in the road, but it doesn't help that the Brewers are hot team baseball. She says both Saturday and Sunday.
Let's talk about Saturday for Kyle. Kyle started at 8th Saturday night at the Knoxville Nationals, 175,000 to win. One of my good friends started second, Carson Macedo, and I was really looking forward to both of these guys because they're so good at this racetrack. And then this young 18-year-old kid, Ryan Timms, started on the pole. And from watching the race, I watched the race Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Yes, I watched all 4 nights. All of a sudden, this 18-year-old kid that started on the pole, when he pulled away from Carson in the first 5 laps, like by 2 seconds, I was like, holy shit, nobody's touching this kid. And then I watched Kyle starting 8th and only could work his way up to like 5th or 6th all of a sudden. Like they had some weird weather out there. The racetrack was they ran their program early. The racetrack was heavy. I'm not making excuses for either one of these gentlemen because Ryan Timms absolutely dominated the Knoxville Nationals as an 18-year-old kid. He actually the cheers of that night, instead of a beer, which most of these guys do, he had to cheers a NOS energy drink because he is 18 years old. But anyways, congratulations to Ryan Timms. He absolutely dominated some absolute legends in that race. Kyle Larson being one of them, Donnie Schatz being one of them, Rico Abreu being one of them, Carson Macedo being one of them. It just really wasn't what we expected of the Knoxville National. And then today, I did not get to watch the race, but I saw that Shane, I can't pronounce the rest of his name, for Trackhouse Racing won. And only thing I could say is he did not break his collarbone like the
my God.
guy.
Oh,
hey, did you see that, Tanner? I mean, I know you're not a racing guy.
I saw it.
You're a sports guy, so you see all the sports feeds. Now, here's all I got to say. I watched it. Why did it take 10 seconds for anybody to come help the guy?
He was laying there motionless. I mean, like, I thought it was scary.
Dude, his fingers are rigor mortis. He's knocked out.
Yeah.
He's knocked out. And everybody, there's 35 people around him in Victory Lane, and they just
literally.
there.
Yeah, it was bad. I felt terrible for the guy. I mean, of course he's embarrassed. My God,
I mean, he did win an Xfinity race. He is fine. He is out of the hospital with a broken collarbone.
Yeah.
So, but you did win an Xfinity race, which not a lot of people get to do. So, congratulations.
Yep.
But
got some comments here to catch up on. Steven Chambers said, and we'll get the wrestling talk. I promise, everybody. I promise. Bears something to look forward to. It looks like on paper. I don't know though.
Bears looking forward to something new. That's the time I'm going to go make one of these.
Yep, there you go.
You're going to talk about the fucking Bears.
Majid says, so you are saying Chicago is, say it with me, everyone, mid. Not getting an argument out of me. Water, Tanner, is that all you drink now? Hey, I had a Stone Cold beer, one of Steve Austin's beers, last couple pods, but just water tonight because I will be honest, I've ate and drank like absolute crap this weekend, so my body's telling me to behave tonight. Majin says Nas is disgusting. Yeah, it's been many years since I've had it, but I don't like it.
I'm not a big fan of Nas, even though it sponsors a shit ton of dirt racing.
Oh yeah.
I'm not a fan of it. I think it tastes like shit too, but I'm not a big energy drink guy. There's not one energy drink to me that doesn't taste like medicine. So
yeah. Stephen Chambers said, I really tried to watch PGA golf earlier today. I fell asleep. Well, if you fell asleep during that tournament today, then watching golf's not for you because that was a very exciting tournament that went to the playoffs. So
yeah, that was
good stuff.
There was so much shit on the line there today.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I think I text JPJ earlier. Okay, I'm gonna put him on point here. I text JPJ. He read the text. He hadn't texted me back, but he is part of a new collective called the Hive.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they're doing some sports shows.
Yep.
Now they've asked for creators on all the sports except for one.
Yep.
And that's PGA Tour.
Yep.
So I shoot him a text. I said, hey, look, I got a guy that is willing to do it, ex-PGA player / winner, now commentating for ESPN. If you need a PGA show, I will bring my talent. Well, my talent, and this gentleman along with me who would carry the show, right? And I would love to do a PGA show. We're doing the playoffs right now, and then once the playoffs done, guess what? We're
Ryder
going
Cup.
into the most American golf thing of all. USA versus Europe, Ryder Cup at Bethpage Black. Oh man, and I am a Ryder Cup slut. I will tell you that from through and through. I am a Ryder Cup slut. I will.
We've done this pod for a little over 4.5 years, and I think that's the first time anybody's called anybody a slut for any reason on this. So there we go.
That's one thing that I will burn a vacation day. Maybe 2 vacation days. I will buy the shirts. I will buy the pants. I will try to look like a Ryder Cup player as I'm watching the Ryder Cup. Yeah, you can call me childish or whatever.
Love it.
Just like, when you have that kid with the AEW championship watching the match with Hangman, right? I'm that guy when it comes to the Ryder Cup. So, anyways, if you're listening, JPJ, read my text. Well,
he's probably checking with Josh. Probably he'll get back to you, I'm sure.
Josh, Josh. I've listened to a couple podcasts from Josh. He does a good job.
Josh Robinson. Yeah, they're getting a good crew over there. They're doing some good stuff. I see. Pluggo's going to be doing. Pluggo's going to be doing a college football show. I see.
They just hired Pluggo. I don't know. You say good crew. They were doing really good until they hired Pluggo.
Yeah. Fair. All right. Let's see here. Modern said Bang is actually tasty. Monster ain't that bad either. I know Paul's a big Monster guy. Mountain Dew Paul, but Paul's not here tonight. So, Yeah.
I had to work.
Yeah, he did. He actually had a good excuse tonight. He was in to be on, and then somebody must have called off and he had to cover. So it's all good. All right, Shep, you want to get into finally some wrestling talk after about 15 minutes of
let's talk about some Dynamite, man.
Yeah,
it wasn't a bad episode.
Well, before we get there, we got a lot of news. News this week to cover. A lot of news. And the first, and it's kind of, the title of this episode, Wardlow returning? Question mark. A big backstage report. A man I know you're a fan of, a man I'm a fan of, I know a lot of KOP Nation's a fan of because we think AEW's dropped the ball with this guy too many times. Mr. Wardlow himself, according to Fightful Select, they are done filming not one but 2 seasons of American Gladiators, which he and Camille were both a part of, and The Miz also as a host. So he was backstage this past Wednesday night in Cleveland, which I believe that's where he's originally from. Of course, wasn't used, but he met with TK earlier this year. He's been backstage at a few shows. He met with TK earlier this year. They decided not to bring him back yet at the time. He had dealt with a knee injury and a shoulder injury. Also was involved in a car accident all in the last year. He hasn't been used on TV since last March, but he's healthy, cleared, ready to go. So I'm expecting we see Wardlow here in the very near future, especially once Gladiators gets out there on Prime. What great exposure.
Yeah, and I think maybe that was a good reason for TK to keep him off TV.
Yep.
Because he was injured. Let him go do this Gladiator thing. I think the Gladiator thing, he's hoping it takes off. So if it takes off, all of a sudden you got Wardlow being your number one, hopefully maybe number one Gladiator. Now all of a sudden you throw him back on TV. So, yeah, I see a reason for keeping him off. I think I was frustrated that they kept him off because I think has so much potential. I really do. So I was frustrated they kept him off, but now it kind of makes sense a little bit. So, yeah, I hope to see him back. I hope to see him back healthy. Put him in a good storyline. There's so many options you can do with his storyline right now.
You got the pencil, Shep. What are you doing with him when you bring him back?
Oh, if I got the pencil now.
Where are you inserting him?
Oh, he's going right after MJF.
There's history there, right?
Yep,
there's right up on.
There's history there. I don't think MJF is ready for his title shot.
I don't either.
It's too soon for Hangman. So I would like a little tease like MJF is going to go after Hangman and use this contract he's got. And then all of a sudden it gets ruined by Wardlow, and then they have their storyline. And then it moves Hangman on to do something else. So, yeah, that would be perfect. And it just delays this MJF and Hangman storyline, which I think is going to be amazing, by the way. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because we're 2 weeks away from Forbidden Door. Forbidden Door will be 2 weeks from today during the afternoon, and we don't know what Hangman's doing yet. We don't know what MJF's doing yet. I'm hoping they don't pull the trigger and do that match. And if they do, I sure hope they don't. I mean, Hangman's run's got to be more than just a month, right?
Oh, yeah, it's yeah.
Right?
I mean, we haven't really decided who I'm putting this belt up against. I mean, obviously, if I had my pick, it'd just be Paul, not you.
Well, that's easy money. That's why.
Yeah. I mean, come on. I need a jobber here and there, right? He's just like the Jacksons. He's just like Max and Jeremy.
Oh, that was great. What a great callback.
What a great throwback. Yes. But, yeah, I mean, you can't make that big of a title change of Mox and him, what Mox has always done. You can't just make it a transitional change, which we've seen in the past with WWE. Actually, we've seen it like, hey, we want this guy to have the belt, but we don't want him to beat him, so we're going to have a 2-month champion, aka Kofi Kingston. Right?
Oh,
that was a good transitional champion back then. Jey Uso can be actually kind of thrown in that category right now. A 2-month champion. So yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that for Hangman. He does not deserve that, and I think that would hurt AEW in the long run. Actually,
yeah.
So we need to find something different. I would love for MJF to maybe work with a Warlord, or now maybe the Hurt Syndicate, because obviously they kicked his ass out. So let him have a match with them, and throw MJF in there with somebody from CMLL or New Japan, and give him
still
something
got that
like,
thing with Mystico.
Yeah.
Mystico would be great. I mean, they still have that unfinished business there. So.
Well, Mystico and MJF has that thing going on right now too.
That's what I'm saying. I thought you said throw MJF in with somebody. That's
sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying let MJF go work. I said Hurt Syndicate. Sorry.
Oh yeah. You did.
Yeah,
You did. That's
yeah.
my bad.
But then throw somebody in their CMLL, New Japan, whatever, for Hangman, and just have the your typical match, cross promotion match, which we all would love to see, but
which we're not getting a lot of on the card so far. It's a lot of AEW versus AEW this year.
Yeah. It's early. It's early though. It's Tony Khan. He's worried about the NFL right now. His field goal kicker just hit one from 70. He's still partying.
My Lord, he booted that. Did you
see that?
Oh my God, he booted that thing.
Would that have been good from 75?
I think so. Without altitude too, that was impressive.
Holy shit! Yeah. Anyways, sorry, that was a wrap.
He might be their best player they got.
Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter's he's gonna save the franchise.
Oh well. Yeah. Okay.
Just like Shadur's going to say.
But don't even get me started. I wish Paul was here. I could go down the rabbit hole for that for 30 minutes.
Dude, they're already calling Cleveland to hire freaking Dion. You see
the overreactions of preseason every year just blow my mind. Like
he threw one touchdown pass, right?
Yeah,
one.
Yeah, maybe two. He might have thrown two, but either way, like okay, if he can do this 3 straight games in preseason and then he gets the starting job, then we can talk. But let's pump the brakes a little bit. Let's pump the brakes.
All right, back to AEW.
Yep. Steven said guessing triple threat: Hangman, MJF, Briscoe. I wouldn't like that, but Briscoe is hanging right around that main event picture right now.
And as long as they spin it where MJF doesn't use that one-off contract.
Yeah.
We can't call it Money in the Bank because that's what WWE calls it. So I don't know what you call it in AEW. They call it the metal clipboard, right?
Yeah, sure.
They call it the metal clipboard challenge.
There we go.
As long as he doesn't use that, I could see that because Briscoe could take the pin.
That's true. That's true.
Briscoe could take the pin from Hangman and doesn't hurt the feud between MJF and Hangman. So that could work.
Yeah.
If it's worded correctly.
Modern saying after all we suffer from the Death Riders, we absolutely need a longer Hangman reign.
100% correct.
And he loved the Generation Me call out. Taz even saying it was an obscure reference. Pop me too. Majin said, do you think they'll run back MJF versus Averno?
I think they'll move on to the it's Mystico, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that was WWE Callisto, right?
He was Sin Cara. Original Sin Cara.
Original Sin Cara.
Yep. Now he is the biggest star at CMLL has.
So there was originally 2 Sin Caras, right?
Yeah, something happened with him backstage, and they got rid of him and just replaced him with somebody else.
Okay, but he's the original Sin Cara.
Yeah. One more thing about Wardlow. I hope he comes back as a face. I like your idea of pairing him against MJF, but if they bring him back as a heel, because last time we saw him, he was the heel with Undisputed Kingdom, which went nowhere. Is it too much, too soon for a guy to be off TV for a year and a half to throw him in as a challenger for Hanger?
Yes.
Okay.
If you're going to throw him in a belt right off the bat, it's going to be TNT or
we've been there 3 times with them.
Okay, or Continental
or the Unified. Yeah, the Unified now. Yeah,
that shit. I could see that. If you want to throw him in a belt, yeah. But if you don't put him right in there, I think MJF or Hangman's a little too much for him right now.
Steven's asking, what if Pinnacle reunion? MJF, FTR, Stokely, and Wardlow.
Fucking Stokely. Why do I like that guy?
Oh, he's great, isn't he? And what he does, he is just.
I don't. At first, I was so pissed because you know how much I love FTR.
You were.
I love FTR. At first, I was so pissed. I'm like, these guys do not need a mouth.
It's been perfect for him.
Fuck, it's working. Yeah, it's working.
He's going against Cope Wednesday night, 1-on-1.
Oh my! The spear he took was great too.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Steven Chater, funny Bucks got to crawl under a wall and instead of pyro bottle rockets. Yep,
got
the Orange Cassidy pyro.
Actually, I thought it was worse than Orange Cassidy Pyro. The best part was though the Jumbotron trying to raise and it just stops.
Yep.
They had to crawl.
He knew it was going to too. He knew it was going to.
And I love the backstage segment with Renee. And then they handed the backstage guy, this production guy, like instructions, like handle it, like
yep.
You know who we are. We're founding fathers, blah blah blah. And then the stage goes up like 10 inches, and they had to crawl underneath of it. They do that. And they had the weak ass, bottle rocket, the freaking Walmart bottle rocket you buy it on 4th of July time. And you think it's so cool. You put it in a Miller Lite bottle and it goes, pew! That's fucking great.
They are having a good time. Everybody can say what they want about the Bucks. I know they got a lot of their haters out there, but also people that love them. And they're good at reinventing themselves.
They are.
And trying new stuff. And that's what they're doing right now. And it's fun. It's entertaining.
You can't beat it. They understand the product and they're playing it up. And yeah, they're doing a great job.
Maj, you want to clarify? Verno's the guy MJF beat for the title he won down there in CMLL. MJF's wearing that title right now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Vimo, however you say it.
Yep. Oh yeah, I think this is good. This is good long term for the Bucks' popularity with the fans. I think so.
Oh,
I think so.
Do you think this sets up for a Bucks face run?
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get there eventually. I was surprised they lost to Brodito, but I think it's the right call on Wednesday night.
Brodito.
What a name, huh?
What a great name.
What a little team.
Great team. I was a little shocked they lost, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they would go over, but hey, you got your ROH world champion and Brody King that I think is long overdue for some type of title run. So, yeah, it makes sense.
And Buddy's on the shelf. He just had surgery on his ankle, so got to do something with Brody. Can't wait for him to come back. So,
right, So, works.
Do you think they go over FTR or who? I mean, who's going to face the Hurt Syndicate in 2 weeks?
If we have a title change, it'll be FTR. If we don't have a title change, it'll be Brodito. And I'm not. I guess I just threw my hands out there on my predictions on KOP, but I think that only makes sense.
Yeah,
because I think Hurt Syndicate right now, after kicking MJF out, I think it just makes them look stronger. So to have Brodito, a mesh together makeshift team, take it off of them hurts them. Where FTR being arguably one of the greatest tag teams of all time doesn't hurt them. Now, when you say that makeshift, what do we see on the other side of the wrestling world? You have Charlotte and
Alexa Bliss.
A makeshift team just won the titles. So hopefully you don't have a makeshift team like Brodito do that, and we look like we're copycats.
Difference is Charlotte Flair. She's pretty big deal.
Charlotte Flair's a little bit bigger than Brody King and Bandito. Just a little bit.
So. No offense to those guys. Great workers, but I mean Charlotte's on a lot of people's Mount Rushmore for all-time women's great. So
yeah.
Stephen Chambers is saying Cope helping Brodito beat FTR. Ooh,
I can see that.
I could see that.
I could see that, and if that happens, Hurt Syndicate retains.
Speaking of the Hurt Syndicate, they were in the news a bunch this week. The backstage reports with Hurt Syndicate having heat within AEW. There was a X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, user called Jacob 2013 of the Wrestling Binder. He claimed that the group, more specifically MVP, had some heat on him backstage after annoying a few people in AEW. Sean Rossap of FIFO Select noted that MVP has reportedly made it very clear to those in AEW that he's not a fan of Speedball Mike Bailey, and that he didn't want Bobby Lashley or Shelton Benjamin losing the tag team championships to Jet Speed under any circumstances. Then there were some other reports that There was creative pitches for the Hurt Syndicate in recent months, although it's unclear how far some of those pitches actually went. One pitch was for FTR to dethrone Lashley and Benjamin at AEW All in Texas. The idea was for AEW or for FTR to begin something of a redemption story that would lead to them being babyface champions again. But the claim internally is that the Hurt Syndicate said no losing to FTR at All In, as well as Forbidden Door, which hasn't even happened yet. In response, FTR were also pitched to face Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay, but those plans have been shelved due to Ospreay's recent injury diagnosis. And their story with Cope and Christian Cage was halted due to Cage wanting to conclude his story with Nick Wayne and the patriarchy. So, but the interesting thing was then we see the Hurt Syndicate and Speedball Mike Bailey do a little backstage bit with each other, telling each other to F off. So maybe there is some heat. Maybe they're working through it. Maybe it was a false report. I don't know. But it's nice to see that they came out and did that little bit. I mean, I get the Syndicate wanting to lose to like a younger team. And I don't think Jet Speed are the guys that should take it off of them just because of the size differential. But like, who?
FTR. FTR could handle that.
Yeah, but I don't. Okay, I don't want FTR to take it off Syndicate if they're only going to lose it to Cope and Christian. You know what I'm saying?
Don't you think? Okay, so let's spin it this way. If Cope helps Bandito or Brodito win,
right.
like
right.
you said, they're going to be in the main. They're going to do their match. Then you're going to have an FTR versus Christian and Cope,
right? And all out probably.
Yeah, that leads that up. So then you have Cope and Christian go over FTR.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you have Hurt Syndicate win against Brodito. Then you can put them in a match because then Cope and Christian are elevated to take those belts. See what I mean?
Yeah. If I had the pencil, which of course I don't, I would almost do so assuming we do FTR and Cope and Christian at All Out because that's in Toronto. So then Wrestle Dream in October is in St. Louis. How about this? How about a 3-way TLC match for the titles? Syndicate, FTR, Cope and Christian. Then that way you can get it could be a really good match, a fun callback to TLC or whatever AW would call their version. Then you could have Cope and Christian win those titles so they can do one more run, but they can pin FTR so the Syndicate loses the titles, but they don't take the pin if they're worried about, looking weak or whatever it may be.
I mean, I'm not calling you out, Tanner, but
yes.
When you if you do a 3-way in that little lazy booking.
Yeah, like, but I just
let's plan this story a little out. You got 8 guys, and I'm gonna throw Brodito in this, right? You got 8 guys that are very main event caliber. Let's give them a little bit better payoff than the 3-way.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay. I just don't know who's gonna take it off of them, and the fans are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, right call. Oh yeah, that's believable." These two are monsters.
Oh, they're great.
But they've held the title since January. I mean, it's been a long tag team run.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And Steven Chambers saying making it a number 1 contender match, Cope Christian versus FTR at All Out. Okay. I can get on board with that. All right. Okay.
I can get on. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
And he said he'd also like to see Lashley versus Brody King. Oh, yeah. That'd be fun. I think there was more plans. I think MJF Hurt Syndicate was supposed to go on longer. There was even a report that said you could kind of read between the lines, and I'm pretty sure it was Lashley that was just kind of tired of the whole partnership with MJF, so they pretty much squashed it, kind of without much. I mean, there really wasn't an ending, I mean, we saw him get the thumbs down, and the thumbs down from MVP on Wednesday, but like That doesn't feel like much of a conclusion, but whatever, I guess.
There's a lot of different roads you can take there.
Yeah, Judge got his all-out ticket. Can't wait. That's awesome. Enjoy. Have fun.
Good job, Judge.
And he's also calling for Wardlow and MJF versus Syndicate. So he thinks Wardlow comes back and partners with MJF.
That could work. That could work.
Interesting. I'd be cool with Wardlow and Bobby Lashley. That'd be fun.
Yeah, there's some history there with MJF where Wardlow was MJF's lackey. So
sure, for a long time.
Absolutely.
Long time. A few other bits in the news. This one not so good. Tony Khan provided a health update on Switchblade Jay White. He was on My Mom's Basement with Robbie Fox of Barstool Sports. And he said, and I quote, Jay White's one of the best wrestlers in the world. Unfortunately, he's going to be out for a long time. And I think Jay White's a great example of that because he's a player you figure into your plans. If some star like that, any sport gets injured, you're going to have to change your plans because guess what? He was definitely in your plans. So he suffered a hand injury on March 29th, but he also is dealing with a shoulder injury. And last month, I guess he was weighing his options on whether he'd go through with surgery or not. So there's no report. There's no report if he has or not, but I'm guessing he has. So
yeah, you know when you're that age, I'm guessing Jay's what, mid-30s.
Yeah, let's look it up. That's a good one. I haven't looked that one up.
I mean, he's been wrestling for.
He's only 32. My God, I'm older than Jay White. Oh my Lord.
Shit. You're
There's 33 in October. So
let's say Jay White's been wrestling for 20 or 10 to 12 years. Sorry. 10 to 12 years. He's probably just band-aided himself up for 10 to 12 years. Time to do some surgeries, get everything fixed.
Yeah.
Because if he wants to make one more run, from his mid-30s into his 40s, you know what? He's got to do it. So it's time to get it all fixed and be done with it.
Mod said Murder Hawk Machines with Cage coming back just to piss off Shep as far as who should unseat Hurt Syndicate.
You know what? If that happens, I quit. I'll try to be a one-a-month guest appearance on the Beards. If that happens.
Fair. I don't think we're going to have to worry about that, so I think we're good.
Yeah.
Baji, quickly, do you guys think Karrion Kross and Scarlett are done with the Fed? They've been moved to the alumni section, but it could be a work.
It's a work.
Interesting thing today, like within the last hour or two, Karrion Kross released a video. It was an interview talking about a lot of stuff, like storylines that were pitched, different things. So if it's a work, it's something we've never seen. This will be different from R-Truth even because he's going in detail with different things that were pitched that didn't come to fruition. We saw Scarlett tweet out that she's available for bookings and everything. And Sean Ross Sapp, actually, I want to read this so I don't get the wording wrong here. He just reported something on Fightful Select. Let's see here. I think it was on his Twitter, actually, not Fightful. Let's see. I don't want to get this wording wrong, so I need to look it up. I mean, it's so hard telling now. Let's see what Sean says. He reposted what Scarlett said 50 minutes ago. He said, if it is a work, people in the company that Fightful Select spoke to say that it has never gotten to this point before. With being taken off internal rosters, numerous people in the company were informed that they had their deals expire, blah, blah, blah.
So this isn't anything close to like the R-Truth deal?
I guess it's different than that.
Well, I guess R-Truth, it was announced he was released.
Well, and his contract was coming to an end. It wasn't going to be picked up. He still had some time left on it. Theirs is done as of today. It expired. But I don't think
a week ago or 2 weeks ago or SummerSlam, they debuted new merch for them.
I know. And they've been promoting the book, so I'm assuming they're going to end back up with WWE, but I don't think anything's done right now.
I guess I haven't checked their merch site. I mean, can you still buy their merch today?
Well, let me check.
I mean, if you can still buy their merch, that's the thing, right?
And Mod said Bailey's contract is up soon. Her best friend has been recruiting her for ages now. Bailey in AEW. I'd love her to see her make the move. I think it'd be great for her, but I don't know if she will.
I don't think Bailey leaves home. I really don't.
And Steve said, it'd be cool if he resigns. If not, he will do fine in the Indies making Cardona. Oh, absolutely. That's where I don't know where he lands. I don't think it's AEW. I loved it, but I don't think it is. I don't think he lands in AEW.
So let me ask you a question. When he said Cardona money.
Yeah.
Okay, there's only so many guys out there like Cardona, right?
Oh, yeah.
So there's only so many guys that can make Cardona money. So if you start flooding,
their merch is still up for full price right now.
Is it? Okay.
So just to let you know,
full price. They're coming back. Anyways, let's just say they don't.
Yep.
If he goes, there's only so many guys in the Indies that can do all these independent shows,
right?
That can draw that kind of money,
right?
If you start flooding the market with Cardonas and Crosses and Nemeth and et cetera, I mean, the market's going to go down, right? Supply and demand.
Yeah.
So I guess you got to be careful with flooding the market. And then all of a sudden, if you flood the market, a guy like Cardona needs to all of a sudden worry about coming back to Connecticut or doing something else, right? For some guaranteed money. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't think one more would hurt. Like say Karrion does that, like takes our Cardona approach. But if you get too many, sure. All right, let's see here. A couple other newsworthy items real quick. A couple talent have re-signed with AEW this week. One of them being the former ROH six-man tag champs, the Gates of Agony. Both signed new deals, multi-year deals. So they're getting a nice little run right now with Ricochet. Saw them take out some guys backstage last night. So, yeah, I mean, I know you're not the biggest Gates of Agony fan, Shep, but
not the best.
I think it's good to have them around. I think you need guys like that in your company.
You know what? They look good. They look the part. They're not jobbers. So,
right.
That's okay.
Speaking of looking the part, AEW re-signed one of their champions to a multi-year big money deal. The protostar Kyle Fletcher has been locked up long-term. Great move. He is one of the future faces of the company. I know last week I said he's going to hold the big gold in a year and a half. Man, I'm starting to think it might be in the next year, not year and a half.
Give him a little run here.
Yeah.
With the mid-card title.
Yeah.
I could see that mid-card run going to the end of the year. I mean, I hate to say it, but we're on the down slope of 2025.
I know. We're in August 10th. August 10th.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I'd love to see Kyle Fletcher still hold that. I'd love to see Kyle Fletcher still participate in Wrestle Kingdom at the Tokyo Dome in early January. I still want to see that. So, I could see him running with this belt till then ish, and then moving him up. So,
Martin said his fiance Sky Blue just did an interview with Denise Salcedo. If anyone wants to check that out, I saw bits and pieces of that. It was good. And Sky Blue is a talent that our own Paul Zartman's has interviewed in the past. If you want to go check that out on our
and Paul Zartman does not have as high as voice as Denise.
Denise, no.
Yeah, her voice is really
Salcedo. Yes,
very high.
It is. She's full of energy. She's very good at what she does. Very good at what she does.
Very good what she does, but it's very high. Very high.
And Steven said, within a year or two, future AW champ as far as Fletcher. Yeah, I think everybody's on board with that. He just looks the part. What I loved about Wednesday night even though he knew Callis was going to have some weird ass portrait of those two, because that's what he does. I love that Callis, even though he's there, took a back seat for the most part and let Fletcher go on his own on the mic. And I thought Fletcher knocked it out of the park with his promo.
Oh, he did great. The only thing is, will he quit wearing the same freaking sunglasses as Mercedes Moné?
Yeah.
Aren't they wearing the same damn sunglasses?
I don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask, but they're pretty close. They look pretty close to me.
Okay, I'm the same boat. But, quit wearing them damn things.
Modern said Kyle and Don Callis gave Tony Storm a challenge there for horniest promo.
I don't know. I would never challenge Tony Storm to that. Never.
And Steve and I was going to bring this up, so I'm glad you did. Callis challenged last night, New Japan, getting their best talent against Fletcher for Forbidden Door. I'm guessing it might be Tanahashi too, because we know this is going to be his last match in the UK. We don't know, and we're 2 weeks away. We don't know who Tanahashi's facing yet. I think that could be a great opponent.
It's got to be.
If not, who? If not, who's Tana going to face?
Wardlow.
If he's back in 2 weeks, I mean, we've already seen MJF. It's not going to be.
I was being a smart ass, but
yeah, you were.
No, but if it's going to be cross promotional, it's got to be Tana.
Right.
There's nobody else unless they throw one of their wild cards at him, which we don't follow it enough to know that. It's got to be Tanahashi.
Well, and we've been talking how this Forbidden Door card so far is looking heavy on AEW versus AEW. Do you think that's because, Shep, really New Japan's struggling with heavy hitters right now as far as popular guys, because so many of them have been poached by AEW and even some by WWE in the last few years?
Majority is poached by AEW.
Right.
Just because AEW understands, Tony Khan understands the Japan way, I guess is the way to say it. And he lets those guys come in at AEW and work the way they want to work. Where if you go to Connecticut, let's be honest, you got to change your whole style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And nothing against Connecticut. Look, they're all super successful. Obviously, they make a little bit more money than
we're going to get into that. That's my next talking point.
They make a little more money than Tanner and I, but I just feel like those guys feel like they can go to AEW and be more themselves than going to the other promotion. So yeah, I think it hurts New Japan, but the difference between AEW and I'm going to throw WWE out there because WWE has the Performance Center and NXT. Is New Japan has their dojo in the Young Lions. But I think that's taken a hit now because of what WWE has done with NXT, all their open tryouts, Evolve, LFG, and all that stuff. I think that's taken a hit to New Japan because if you couldn't get into WWE back in the day, we go to the New Japan dojo in LA. If I make it out of there, I'm going over to Japan. I'm going to work my way up. I'm a young lion. It's not that way anymore. So
right.
Yeah. I think you're right. It hurts him. Hurts him a little bit.
Yep. And we got a 4-way between Hitchisaro and Nigel McGuinness, Lee Moriarty, Daniel Garcia on Collision next week. Winner faces Zack Sabre Jr. I think Nigel's going to win.
I think Daniel wins.
Either way, it'll be fun against Zack Sabre. I mean, those are four wrestlers right there. We just named 4 of the better technical wrestlers in the world right now. So, fun.
I you look at the Nigel thing. I thought when he came back a year and a half ago, right?
Yeah, roughly. Yeah.
I thought okay, he's going to come back. He's going to win. He's going to make a little run. But he's just been doing spot appearances, right?
Right.
Which is fine.
Yep.
I get it. I get it with his condition. Spot appearances. He's a name. He draws. Blah blah blah. But when you look at a match like this, I think he can't go over. So I think Daniel goes.
Daniel's been.
Daniel needs it.
I was gonna say
that's
a guy.
Desperately. He needs
in the last calendar year. I don't know what they've done to him. It's yeah. bunch. I had a non-wrestling question last week, but not everyone is here. I'll ask it this week since it's been a while already, LOL, but I'll wait till the end of the show. Okay. Yeah, Shep, unless if you're a wrestling fan and unless you're living under a rock, we all woke up earlier this past week, to some shocking news about 6 a.m. that WWE and ESPN came to an agreement to start showing their PLEs in 2026. And this will be on their DTC, their direct-to-consumer app, for an upcoming price of $29.99 per month. So right away, I'm like, oh my God, because I'm sure you're the same way, Shep. Like, we have a cable source, we have YouTube TV, then we have a lot of these streaming apps. I'm like, God, I don't want to add another one because, I used to love ESPN. Anymore, I don't like a lot of their personalities. I just don't care for a lot of their coverage. I'm like, I don't want to pay $30 for that just to watch the PLEs. But then as more details came out, if I understand this correctly, if you have YouTube TV, Sling, any kind of cable provider that Hulu that has ESPN on it, you will get the DTC for free for no extra charge. So you and I will be all right.
Yeah, because I have Hulu, with which I get the Disney Plus promo.
Well, in your cable, do you have the local affiliate there in Rochester for your cable?
Oh,
and
yeah, we're going.
All you'd have to do is log in with your login information for that on this new app that's releasing on the 21st, and you'll be fine. So, but for everybody that doesn't have cable or streaming that carries ESPN, they will have to pay $29.99 a month just for the 10 PLEs. We don't know where the library is going to be. So you're going from paying $7.99 or whatever it is a month, $9.99, whatever it is, a Peacock for having PLEs, SmackDown, Saturday night, library to pay $29.99 a month just for PLEs. That's quite a jump.
And it was ESPN came in at what, $325 million
a year? Yes,
a year. And I think Peacock was
5-year deal.
Peacock was at $275.
Yes.
So
I get it from a business point. Don't get me wrong. I get what they're doing, but like,
I think I sent you and Paul a thing the other morning.
You did.
This is what it's going to cost you to watch WWE in 2026, and it was over $1,000.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it here.
I was like, let this sink in.
Yeah, it's say you don't have a cable provider that has ESPN, right? Yeah. So you're looking at, why is this not coming up for me? This is frustrating. Okay, so then you have Netflix for Raw. That's $7.99 a month with ads. So that's $95.88 a year. And Netflix does not have the entire Raw library on it. USA Network plus Peacock for SmackDown. Standard with the ads, $10.99 a month. That's $131.88 a year, or the annual plan for $107.99 a year. It's also available via cable or YouTube TV, and that's another fee. ESPN or YouTube for WWE PLEs, $29.99 a month, $359.88 a year. YouTube TV / cable users who have ESPN will get this at no additional cost. It's $995.88 a year for YouTube TV. So estimated total, $563.75 at the cheapest options. 1 year Netflix plus Peacock plus YouTube TV for weekly Raw, weekly SmackDown, PLEs, and library equals $1,199.75. When WWE Network, when it first came out, was $9.99 a month.
Remember when Vince was just sitting there in the middle of the ring going $9.99?
Yes.
Just like, who in the hell would pay $10 a month for that shit, right?
Yep.
Oh man.
And I realize AEW pay-per-views are $50 a month. I get it, and I get it, and I see why. I know why people sometimes have to pick and choose if they can watch it or not. Totally get it. I'm not here to tell everybody how to spend their money. But why I wanted to bring this up wasn't even WWE printing money and kind of being very greedy. It's all the exposure they're getting. What can AEW do, Shep, to get more exposure? That's the big question mark I'm wondering. Like, what What can they do? I mean, I think they are putting on a great content right now. I think 2025 has been a hell of a year. I mean, they got 100K more viewers this week than they did last week. I think a lot of that's from a certain beast returning at SummerSlam and pissing a lot of people off. But what can they do to get more exposure? I can't figure it out.
No, you're missing one thing with WWE and ESPN. There's one common denominator. You know what it is?
What's that?
Pat McAfee.
Who hates ESPN's higher ups, though.
But he hates them, but yet he's taking $80 million a year.
Well, sure.
Okay. And they're not going to get rid of Pat. Look at all the shit Pat's done. Okay. All the stuff he said online, all the stuff he said on live TV. They're not getting rid of Pat because he is the biggest draw on ESPN right now. Okay. If they got rid of Pat, they would lose way more than what they're paying him, $80 million a year. Right?
Yep.
Okay. So there's the connection between him and WWE. He was the reason WWE signed an agreement with Indianapolis. He brought Royal Rumble this year. And it's in the next 3 to 4 years, we're going to have WrestleMania in Indianapolis.
And SummerSlam.
Because of Pat fucking McAfee.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
He's got that much power. And he goes into ESPN and says, fuck you guys. Like, excuse my French, okay? I'm sorry if anybody's up this late that shouldn't hear my language. But anyways, he goes in there and says, fuck you guys. This is who I am. This is how I'm going to run my shit. If you don't like it, don't pay me. I'll go do it. I'll go do it for independent. I'll do it on YouTube and Sirius XM. Fuck you guys.
Yep.
No. All right, here, we'll give you $80 million.
Yep.
Okay? So when this came out, the first thing I said was fucking Pat McAfee.
Well, there was one other individual I said that about was Nick Khan. Say what you want about the guy, but he's going to go down in the history books as one of WWE's most important hires of all time.
Well, but look, I mean, Pat McAfee's had Nick Khan on the show.
I know.
Okay. They're there. They're intertwined. They're intertwined. It's all there. And I think maybe ESPN realizes, like, look, hey, I don't want to throw this word out because we don't get political, but maybe ESPN didn't realize that they were that woke, right? And then they were like, look what Pat has done, and look what this Nick Khan has done. Look what WWE has done, and just let's roll with it. Let's full throttle down. Let's make some money. Yeah. And they did.
It's TKO, man.
They're going to.
Oh yeah,
they're going to.
So, and you go back to AEW, how can they get more exposure? Majin said have them do more interviews, etc. I agree. I was trying to think, like, from a business standpoint, can they do anything more with Max? But hell, we still haven't got the Max deal that they were talking about. That like every Max subscriber was going to get the pay-per-views for $30. That hasn't happened yet. So I don't know what else they could do from
here's the exposure part too. I think now when you get up on Sunday morning like I do, the first thing I make me a cup of coffee. I'm gonna go turn on SportsCenter, right? I want to watch what happens in the MLB last night.
I don't even watch SportsCenter anymore, Shep, to be honest.
I
don't like the personalities. Well, I used to growing up. I think they suck.
But here's what I'm saying. We're gonna have if there was SummerSlam on Saturday night, when I have my coffee on Sunday morning watching SportsCenter, there's gonna be coverage of SummerSlam on SportsCenter.
Well, we hope so.
No, it's gonna be for that much money, Tanner. If for that much money, if they don't put it on SportsCenter on Sunday morning, then that's their own fault.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's just going to be the exposure of it now.
Yeah.
Now, whether you have, Sam Roberts as your personality, Pat McAfee as your personality, Jonathan Coachman as your personality, there's going to be a middleman between WWE and SportsCenter, and they're going to have some coverage of a PLE that happened the night before.
Yeah. Yeah. And I agree, Majin. I'm not disagreeing. See, their thing is they're making money, but their product has been atrocious. Yeah, I think WWE's taking a big dip this year with their product, but they don't care because people are buying the tickets at outrageous prices. They're buying the merch. They're just printing money, and at the end, that's all they care about. I mean, AEW's putting on the better product. I think that's what's as a bigger AEW fan, that's why I'm frustrated. Like, how can they get more exposure? Because I think if people just gave them a chance again, they'd really enjoy it.
It's better wrestling.
Yeah,
Better
it is. Oh, it's 100%. And I think their stories are getting good, and they've been good for the last few months.
Yeah.
But, oh, Jesus. Stephen A. Yeah, that's the way to get people to stop watching. At least myself, I cannot stand Stephen A. Smith. So,
yeah, we won't even go there.
Yeah, we won't. So, all right. But as far as AEW this week with Dynamite and Collision, Shep, what were some of your likes and your dislikes this week?
I enjoyed Dynamite with MJF and Briscoe. I really enjoyed that.
You know how I feel about Mark lately. It's a good match, but I just want him to take a break.
You know what though? I think they're using him right now. The way they're using him is not bad because I'm a Briscoe fan. I loved him in ROH. Do I see Mark Briscoe as holding the AEW World Title? No. But do I see him getting the crowd behind him where he can do a match like this to elevate an MJF? Yes. Absolutely. And hold on, I got to, while we're talking about the match, the only problem I had about this match is they had the table spot outside the ring.
Yep.
Okay. You know where I'm going with this?
I think, but go ahead.
And it was obvious that the ref handed MJF the diamond ring.
Yeah.
Because if you watch the pre-match, he handed the ref the ring, right? When he did his the metal contract and his robe and blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden they go through that table and it was obvious he handed him something and he put it in the shorts, and then all of a sudden the ring appears in the shorts. So that was a little bit hoaxy, a little bit cheesy, but other than that, I was entertained.
Wasn't as bad as the botch of Lyra and Becky with the zip ties at SummerSlam.
Yeah, well,
that was bad.
I have some PTSD about zip ties. I had a girlfriend once, and she was crazy. So we'll leave it at that.
I'm gonna have to find out more off air. Anyways, Majin, is another problem with Tanner's going to be the Willow Stat Daddy stuff. It's not hitting with me. I don't know. Just, yeah, not hitting for me.
No, I'm okay with it.
I mean, I like the tag match last night with Tekla and Julia and Sky Blue versus Willow and Queen Amanada and whoever their third was. I'm blanking right now, but yeah, I don't know. This Willow and Statlander stuff's just gone on way too long for me.
It's got to finish and move on. Yeah. I agree 100%.
Yeah, Steven, the Brodito Bucks match, that was my favorite thing this week overall on AEW. I thought the match was awesome.
As a wrestling match, yeah. Can't beat it. Great tag match.
It's one of their better TV tag matches of the year, for sure. One thing I disliked on Dynamite, no Okada. I mean, I thought Swerve did a good job with Renee, but yeah, why no Okada? Like,
hey, how did Renee? Riddle me this. How did Renee do the backstage segment and then 32 seconds later she's in the ring?
I saw some flacking on it. It said earlier today on the lower third on the backstage.
Oh, it did?
Yeah,
okay.
but it was real quick. So if you didn't catch it, yeah, you're wondering how the hell did that happen. But yeah, it did say earlier today.
Okay.
So, but a lot of people missed that. So
I was one of them.
Tay was the third. Thank you, Majin. Thank you.
Oh, Tay Mello, yeah.
Yep. And he says,
He's not
tell me.
Like your husband.
So. No. Well, I don't know what they're going to do with him or the Von Erichs now with Dustin out on ROH. I don't know.
Yeah.
Majin says, tell me why the three are together. Yeah. Some backstory would be nice. Backstory would be nice.
Speaking of that, didn't her husband retweet one of our tweets when I made a comment about him being in the doghouse a couple weeks ago? About a month ago?
Well, it was about a month or two ago, but you were saying good things about him. You
Yeah, I
said he
wouldn't be
must have been in the
negative.
doghouse and got out of it. But yeah, he retweeted it.
Yeah.
Huh? We like Sammy here.
Yeah. Thanks, Sammy. You're a friend of the pod. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Tag him in this again.
All right. I will. I'll snip that.
I mean, he loves middle-aged bald guys talking about Sammy. We love you.
Kyle Fletcher, that segment, Callus, even though the mural was weird, he knew it was coming. That gets a thumbs up from me.
That was great. It was odd, but whatever.
How about Alex Windsor coming out of the four-way? I saw a lot of people on IWC saying Queen Amanada needed the win, not Windsor. I thought it was smart, though. I thought it was smart.
Okay. I agree with the internet basis. I think Queen Amanada has paid her dues. She's ready to rock. Okay. She is a hell of a performer. Now, the Windsor girl, all right. With her history over in
Yes.
UK, right?
Yes, yes.
Am I saying UK?
Yep.
Yeah.
She's Will Ospreay's fiance. Yep.
Yeah. I get it. But I think Queen Amanada needs to be pushed sooner than later.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say.
That's fair. But Mercedes and Alex Windsor, I think that makes sense over in the UK for the TBS title.
Yeah.
So, and I thought it would be a good match. I really enjoy watching Speedball. I mean, the way he lays kicks in and everything, so enjoyable to me. I thought he and Moxley put on a hell of an opener. I really enjoyed that. And they had me a couple times where I thought Speedball might pull the upset.
You know what, though? I agree. It was a great match. Great workers. But besides the Darby aspect, I think we could have had a Speedball surprise victory here, which would have elevated Speedball and not hurt Moxley at all.
Yeah. I was expecting with close calls, maybe Darby distracts Mox long enough to where Speedball gets a win. You know,
I do love I don't know the chemical you use on a rag to suffocate somebody.
Isn't it like ammonia or something? Or
I don't know. There's whatever. I do love that aspect though that Darby did that to Yuta.
They put Forbidden Door on his head.
Then put Forbidden Door in the shitty white body bag.
You see what he wants to do next as his big next venture? I mean, he's already done Everest, and he did this. He did the thing with Shark Week where he's down with the sharks.
Yeah.
You see what he said he wants to do next?
I have not.
He wants to go to space.
Of course he does.
He said he's gonna take a while to like enjoy the roses, enjoy the roses. But
somebody text him Elon Musk's number, will you?
Oh my Lord!
Get him up there.
Wants to be the first person to do a coffin drop on the moon.
That'd be awesome. If you try to do a coffin drop on the moon and you just float, you just kept floating like shit. I'm not coming down.
Yep.
You just cough. You know what? That would be his best obituary as Darby Allin just coffin dropped himself to space and never came back. He never floated down.
Yeah.
Like that would be the most Darby Allin obituary of all time.
It would.
Yeah.
It would.
Nobody would bitch about it actually.
Yep. He and Mox, it'll be fun at Forbidden Door. That'll be good.
Do they put a stip on it though? Do they do some type of hardcore match, street fight, cage match? I feel like they're both crazy enough. Like I feel like it has to have a stip on it, don't you think?
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be
or do we get a blow off match? That's something that lasts into All In.
All
Out. Sorry.
Yeah.
Do we get a blow off match at Forbidden Door that works us into All Out?
I would like that because I mean this story had months and months of build, and then Darby was off TV for a while. So
we're 6 months into this thing.
Yeah. Majin, good question here. So when some of the women come back, do you think they'll sign a few more to bring in for the tournament? because a lot of women are on the shelf right now. And Tony Khan, Paul and I talked about that last week. Tony Khan was interviewed, and they lost like 25% of the women's roster came out of all the gauntlet at all in injured. So
Soraya's out there.
yeah, she's doing a pod. She had Hager on. I don't know if anybody saw that. Hager said he's done with professional wrestling. He's retired and he's running a truck company now.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, he's not the biggest Jake Hager fan, but that's all right.
That's all right. You just hate people with lisp.
I do not. Cody Rhodes is my favorite wrestler. He's got a big lisp.
I was going to see if you got on that.
Yeah.
All right.
Steven said, figured Isla Dawn will debut, but I'm guessing Scotland. Yeah, I think she'll be debuting soon. And she's got a banger theme song from Downstate, too. Now, that she just, I think it was a week or two ago, they released. So, Modern said, I could see them potentially bringing in Priscilla Kelly, maybe B. Breesley, Bea Presley. Yeah.
What about Shotzi? She's hot on the indies right now with Cardona.
Yeah, just signed a contract for August 23rd for the Garage Beer Championship. Shotzi versus Cardona. Saw that today. Yeah, I think she's gonna kind of be a trailblazer for women on the independents.
You think she'll be the Cardona of the women?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. Yeah, I know, Majin. Just when I thought I was having a good night with the names. Nope. Yeah, Majin's not a Shotzi fan. I've seen him in the comments here before.
Holy shit, I guess not.
He said AEW's where the best wrestle, not where the mid wrestle.
Wow. Ouch.
Hey,
she's got a broken arm, man. You can't judge her.
Yeah. Yeah. This is something I haven't got to ask you, I don't think, Shep. What do you think of Juice Robinson so far since he's been back with a new look? So we saw him on Collision last night.
I love the no beard.
Yep.
Yeah. I love the no beard.
Yep.
I like Juice Robinson, period. Like
I do too.
Like so when he was kicked out of NXT, went to New Japan, was a big fan there, was super happy he came to AEW. So I think the guy is a star. He is a star. And if he's done right in the next 5 years, give me 3 years. I think he'd be the main title picture. So, yeah.
I'd love to see him get in the TNT title picture eventually. Maybe that's a good person that Fletcher could lose it to down the road after a nice little run. Of course, he's got to have a singles feud here with Big Bill, it looks like. They've been teeing that up. Which I was listening to Justin LaBar and Jonathan Hood today on Pro Wrestling Nation 24/7. And Justin...
Dude, I don't like those guys.
I know you don't, but Jonathan Hood said he can't stand Big Bill's name. Would like him more if it's any other name. I'm like, oh my God, he agrees with Shep.
Jonathan Hood, you and I are best friends.
Well, there you go.
Tag us in that shit, Tanner. Jonathan Hood, you and I are best friends.
Yep, he did. He said that today, and I was mowing the lawn and listening. I'm like, oh my God, I got to bring this up to Shep tonight.
No shit. Like all of a sudden, me and Jonathan Hood, we're the best friends ever.
Yep.
We're the best friends
anyone ever have.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's but I'm glad, I'm glad they're not putting the Bang Bang game to the wayside while Jay and Colton are out. And they got Card Blade and they got Card Colton with Austin and Juice. So yeah.
Although the only thing I would say to Jonathan Hood is, why the fuck didn't you say this 7 months ago when they did this? Or 12 months ago, 13 months ago. That's okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll give a little grace. Hey, I'm all about grace. I love grace,
Yeah.
Just saying. We're still best friends, but where the fuck were you at 13 months ago? All right.
Yeah, you've been pounding that drum.
Tag him in that shit, will you?
All right. I got it. Anything else you liked or disliked enough to give it a shout out or complain about?
No, I thought it was a pretty solid week for AEW. I don't think anything really was great, but nothing was bad. I do like some of the storytelling we got going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Which we've been doing this for. It's been, you say 4.5 years, Dan?
Paul and I launched it on January of 21, and you hopped on board. I think it was about April or May of 22. So,
22.
yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
3.5, 4 years. I think we've always complained about the storytelling, but I think in the last 12 to 18 months, that's come to fruition. Like, it just takes a while.
Yeah.
And it's a new company. I get frustrated with Tony Khan, but then he does something. I'm like, you little smart son of a bitch. You're doing good. So, no, I think it was a good week. I'm looking forward to hearing to Forbidden Door, one of my favorite pay-per-views.
I was going to ask you, is it still, even though the concept is not what it was a few years ago?
It still is, because we're going to get New Japan, we're going to get CMLL,
Yeah, true.
plus AEW, right?
True.
We're still going to get
And
all
it's going to be a hot crowd in the UK. I mean, I'm going to look up what I'm going to see what WrestleTix has, because last time I looked, it's going to be a pretty full crowd.
Yeah, no, I still love the concept of the show. Even though I notice, the other company all of a sudden now is working with TNA and AAA, right?
Sure, yeah.
So they've kind of, I wouldn't say stole the concept, but they're adapting to the concept. And I think they realize that it's going to make them money. So let's go back to the original OG of Tony Khan having the open mind of saying, hey, look, I'm going to open this Forbidden Door, which I think the Forbidden Door now, when you talk about it in wrestling, is kind of like cliche. It's just like bullshit. Right. But literally, the pay-per-view of Forbidden Door is what started this 3 years ago.
Yep.
Third one, right?
Let's see.
Third one?
2022, 23. This is the fourth one.
Fourth one. Sorry.
Yep.
So, yeah. Tony Khan started it. Everybody else adapted, had to do it. So, yeah, it's my favorite pay-per-view. It really is. Just because I love to see the difference of inter-promotional workings. But yeah, I'm pumped.
So as of August 7th, WrestleTix said that the setup was 16,692. This is the O2 in London that they're running Forbidden Door. Tickets distributed 14,526. So 2,169 tickets available as of August 7th. So it's pretty good.
Yeah. If Tanner, if you can muster up a private jet to go across the pond, because I'm not good at commercial flying, I will buy us front row seats.
All right. I'll get to work on that since it's in 2 weeks. But, Wrestle Dream would be a little closer drive for us since it's in St. Louis in October. But,
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you want, I've never been to Europe. Have you been to Europe?
No, I haven't.
You get us that private jet, I'll get us front row seats. How about that?
That when they announced they announced the all-in date for next year already, I think it's like August 30th. It's back in London, and I made a comment to my wife a few weeks ago. I'm like, hey, you want to go to London next year in August? She's like, well, I'd love to go to London, but she's like, what? Wait a second. Like, August, what are you up to? I'm like, there's a big wrestling event over there. I'm like, we do other stuff.
She shut you down, didn't she?
Not necessarily, but I don't think we'll be going to London. So
you got a year to work on that.
See, I have to tie in other things. I mean, that can't be the only thing we're doing. As long as we do other things, then I think maybe she'd be on board. I don't know. She has been to a few events with me. I mean, she went to Royal Rumble with me this year, so yeah. I mean, it's not her cup of tea, but she'll go. So, Majin, with this non-wrestling question, with the passing of Ozzy, what would you say are your top 5 Ozzy songs, all out songs from Black Sabbath, as long as he sang them? Man, this is a good one. I can't say I was the biggest Ozzy fan. I mean, I think he was very talented, but I can't say I listened to his music all the time or anything.
I'm a huge Ozzy fan.
But Crazy Train, of course, is up there for me. Mama, I'm Coming Home. Always liked that one.
Yep. Mr. Crowley.
Yeah, No More Tears.
No More Tears is a good one.
Iron Man.
Iron Man's a good one. You don't like Mr. You didn't say Mr. Crowley, just because I said it.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Oh man, what would another good one be? Probably Shot in the Dark, I guess.
Yeah, I don't care for that one. Bark at the Moon was one of my favorites.
Mine says Paranoid. But
Believer was one of my was another good song of mine.
yeah. No, he's got a lot of them. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't a.
And I was fortunate enough, like back in my high school days. Well, just graduated high school. I got to see Ozfest twice, and the one time I went, it was Black Sabbath. And then the first time I went was Ozzy Osbourne. No Black Sabbath, it was his band. And then I went back 2 years later, and it was Black Sabbath. So I've got to see Ozzy Osbourne twice. Once was with his band, and once was with Black Sabbath. So memorable times. Enjoyed both. I watched his farewell concert. A lot of emotions there, because I mean, a lot of that shit was when I was growing up. And then knowing that he passed like 2 weeks after that concert was just like, oh man, he held on to do that show. And I remember when he was singing "Mama, I'm Coming Home," they had the crowd. They were doing some camera work, and there were so many guys crying. Not even talking women. There's so many people crying, knowing that this is his last song ever. So,
Yep.
It was great. It was awesome. So, unbelievable. I'm very lucky to see the guy twice in concert. Even though when I was in my early 20s, I had no clue what the hell was going on. Right? Like I just knew like, it's Ozzy Osbourne. You got to go. My fucking dad went to see Ozzy Osbourne in concert. Right? You know. Here I am, a 22, 23-year-old punk, and going to see this guy, like, because my dad went to see him. So it was cool.
War Pigs is a good one, Steffi. Yep.
Oh, War Pigs is a good song. It's a good
Yep.
song. Iron Man's great. I love Iron Man.
Yep, she's listening out for top 5 here. So, anything else, Shep, you want to discuss that we haven't?
I think we nailed it pretty good. We talked everything from the Knoxville Nationals, which not a lot of wrestling fans know what the hell the Knoxville Nationals are, to Ozzy Osbourne and everything in between. I love it.
Yeah, we did.
I love it.
We did.
So appreciate everybody tuning in the comments. Thank you for making it a wonderful Sunday.
Yep. The more engagement, the more fun we have. And if you could, if you haven't already, please give a thumbs up on the YouTube, on the video, if that's where you're watching, or on Facebook, if that's where you're watching. That really helps us out a lot with the algorithm and everything. And if you want to be cool like Majin, shout out to Majin and buy some KOP merch. You can do that at Pro Wrestling Tees or at KickingOutShop.com. And of course, you can find our podcast on all social media platforms at Kicking Out Pod. Hit that follow button, that like button, that subscribe button. Well, actually, I got something cool I can do this week.
Oh boy.
Yeah, look at that. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. And if you're listening on your favorite audio podcast,
fucking marks. Thank you, Margin. Thank you.
And if you're listening on your favorite audio podcast platform, please give us a 5-star rating and review. That really helps us out a lot as well. And it's for free. It's the easiest thing you can do to support our podcast, and it's for free. And if you want to follow us individually on social media, you can follow me at TannerLee92. You can follow Shep, the reigning defending KOP Predictions Champion, for 2 more weeks at the Shep27. And if you want to follow that jabroni, Paul, follow him at Paul Zarman87. For Austin Shepard, I'm Tanner Lee. Join us next Sunday as we yet again kick out another podcast.
This is where I say goodbye and good night. Bang!